Hello, everyone. It is December 18th, 2023. Uh, Approaching the new year in 2024. Ringing out the old year and bringing in the new. It is the Dovecote, a TTRPG news and discussion show. Today I have. Oh, also it's 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Today I have an incredible, awesome guest. Uh, hi. What do you want me to call you on here? Because I know that I have a name. I have a name for you, and I have a moniker for you.
I mean, well, I just want to know who this guest is.
Well, I mean, it's you.
Personally,
It's you.
what the what? Oh, okay.
What's your name?
Well, that's a loaded question. Yeah, Crowley is my actual name, but my handle that I've been posting stuff on is I feel odd. Uh, hey, it's good to be here.
Yeah, it's Crowley slash I Feel Odd of Roadkill City uh and also We Live Forever fame. Let me send. I'll put your itch in Dutch chat. Um,
Thank
check
you.
check that out.
Yeah, I will say, if you look, Roadkill City is sort of an interactive fiction project. So, like, it's not specifically a TTRPG thing, but it is my current ongoing thing. I'm also doing TTRPG writing, a lot of it with Eclipse
Yeah.
as well. And a lot of that stuff is going to be releasing sort of simultaneously with updates to Roadkill City.
I
The horrors have got me and made Chapter 6 take entirely too long, but that'll come out and, it'll keep coming out until it's done.
I think Crowley is like technically the first person to get paid to write Sapphic World, and I'm like including myself in that. I think Crowley got paid to write Sapphic World before I did.
Just so fucked up, honestly, because, like,
Yeah,
that means I get, like, the yeah, no, she paid me $1 million to make the game worse.
that's right. 1 million trillion quadrillion partillion
Oh,
bargillion dollar. Uh,
one crowillion, $1 crowillion.
$1 crowley $1 crowley dollars. But yeah, we're gonna. Oh wait, hang on. Get these fucking get these fucking birds out of here. It's too early. Get him out. Get him out. Um. Okay, one of them can come back. we're we're bringing in Intrero, the interview bird. I'm gonna interview you, Crowley. Okay. Ah! Get scared. Run. Hide. Scream. Um.
Can't. I don't have animation other than this.
That's right. Hi, Chansey. It's Froge. Also, hi, Jewish Cthulhu, aka Lilith, and hi, Ozgo. Welcome. Um.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, happy to be here. It is Froge, Ribbit, etc.
It's Fro.
I
It's
make
Frowage.
Yeah, I make game and write stuff, and mm, frankly, half of you are people who I just know and talk to on a Discord server. Uh, in which case, hi. I'll
Yeah.
probably talk to you later.
Uh. By the way, I'm really sleepy on this one again, so it's gonna be a little silly. This
It's
this
fine. You're
happens in the
adult.
winter. Yeah, I'm
You're in a
adult.
state. You're weakened. I chose the state specifically so I could get you.
Yeah, you're trying to like inject something into me,
Yeah,
and you know what?
I'm.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm your suspicious vizier who's like telling you to do things to make your empire fall and casting my sinister potions.
Yeah, that's real. Um, so Crowley, uh, I want
Yes.
you. Uh, I mean, I feel like I already know this, but like, I'll ask you for the sake of the audience. Um, I would love to hear about like what are some RPGs or frankly any games that are really like inspiring you lately that you're really enjoying and having fun with.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of play stuff, test stuff for a lot of my friends' work. I really got a game that I've been playing that I've really enjoyed as of late is actually the sort of playtest builds of Euphoria 2180 by my friend the excellent Lily Lilac Leviathan. It's a very it's a hard name to say.
Yeah, it's good though. It's a good name.
I I keep wanting to like say like Luigi or Larry in the
Luigi
middle of
Lilac.
there. Yeah, Luigi Lilac Leviathan. But yeah, no, her work's really good. It's a really strong sort of uh biopunk setting with some really interesting like mechanics. I don't normally go for games that are that crunchy, so I think it is a testament to like how fun assembling builds and like doing some absolutely goofy shit and that game gets. Uh, it's really fun. You can like build out your character as just an absolute fucking creature who has like five different natural weapon attacks a turn, and it gets really silly.
Yeah, I've also played this game. I think it's very good. I really like Euphoria 2180. Um uh if you're interested, I guess DM me or DM Lilith Lilac Leviathan. She's in multiple of my servers. It's a good game. It's a very good like strategy. Uh I would describe it as like a survival TTRPG in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like it's not hardcore, but it is like it's survival in the way that like Minecraft or like Rust is survival. Um, like you are making fucking you got characters. You're making characters. You're making bases. You got food you got to worry about, but also it's fun. You fight creatures and uh have really nasty gay sex. Like it's
that
never
is
normal.
it's never normal. Uh, yeah, no, I think that's a good point of inspiration. I feel like I mean, Sapphic World definitely altered my brain chemistry, but I feel like that one doesn't really count.
Oh, wow, wow,
Uh,
wow,
yeah, no, it's a good game. I wish I could work on it.
wow.
Uh, alas, I was banned because they killed me with a hatchet.
Right.
But yeah, honestly, I haven't really been. I've mostly just been doing a lot of playtest games as of late, just because of the people I hang out with. I've really gotta like start messing with some more just like regular for fun TTRPG sessions. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too, actually. Like, I've been so deep in like playtesting stuff that like honestly, I think after this round of playtests that I'm in, I'm gonna like try and put together some some. I'm gonna try and GM some groups that are just my friends. Like, I think that'd be
Yeah,
really nice.
play some games that are out and not being designed.
Yeah. Um, I would also like to run Sapphic World for like just my friends because I've been kind of like trying to show it to a broad spectrum of people. Um, but yeah, I'd love to play test. I mean, in terms of like, I'd love to play test some smaller games that I've made and you've made. Like, I mean, fucking, obviously, We Live Forever needs to be play tested. It hasn't been.
Yeah,
um,
no, that is a game that was released for a jam, created in a state of madness.
yeah,
Uh, just sort of needs a level. There's a lot of things that I think turned out kind of rough with the current build of We Live Forever just because of how quickly and fervently it was put together. But like, I don't think it would have existed if it wasn't built like that. And a lot of it I do think is really cool, regardless.
yeah. I think that there's some stuff that we can do with that game, but that will be
Absolutely.
things that we do soon. Because it would be cool to have like a more solid version of that. Um,
It would be so awesome.
it would be so awesome. It would be so cool. By the way, send emails to darlingdemonclips@gmail.com. Just a
Now,
reminder. You can send questions and we'll answer them at the end of the show, and they can be about anything, including RPGs,
and
ideally about RPGs. Um, but yeah, what about like stuff that you're working on? Tell me a bit about like stuff that you got cooking.
All right, I would love to. Yeah, no, I've absolutely been having a good time like messing around with some weirder projects like I want in addition to Roadkill City, which I enjoy very much, and it is only due to the circumstances of being in my second year of college and some really unfortunate technical stuff. Twine is not the best software, and I learned that the hard way because I lost like a whole chapter and a half of
Yeah,
writing. But honestly, in hindsight, it wasn't very good, and the version that exists now is better. Uh, yeah, no, the like there's that, but I've also been working on a TTRPG project called the Diving Bell, which is a sort of a biomechanical mech game uh, about mapping the layers of these sort of uh, anomalous ruins. Uh, it's heavily inspired by Mad God and just the general kind of oppressive environmental piece films where you're just sort of presented with a fucked up ecosystem of some kind and have to begin to understand it. Uh, I'm really excited. Like the main thing with that is that like I'm trying to put an emphasis on specifically mapping, uh, sort of assembling a grid map, which could make it a game that you can play with theoretically just a grid paper or any spreadsheet software,
hell
which could
yeah,
be fun.
that sounds really fun. I'm excited for Diving Bell. I'm excited to see you like um you know I'm excited to see you make like a teacher RPG. I guess I actually don't know this. Have you made RPGs like outside of the context of like We Live Forever?
Uh, honestly, honestly, no. I'm a lot more of a video game centric person in terms of like the projects that I've attempted. Like, uh, I do a lot of messing around with stuff like RPG Maker, Unity, which good time to start learning Unreal, I guess. Ooh, boy. Ooh, fuck. I'm glad I never sunk serious time and money into making a Unity game, because
Yeah.
fuck.
Um,
Uh,
that's a situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, TTRPG space is something kind of new for me that I'm exploring, and I think I'm having a really good time with it. It's weird because it feels like I've been like toiling in the mines for an eon and I've only made like one thing, but it's only been like a year.
Yeah. I um yeah, I'm very excited to see what you do in terms of RPGs, like in, independently. I think that'll be really cool.
Yeah,
Um, I do feel you though about like the toiling in the mines vibe. I mean, like my work is a big indicator of that. I'm probably gonna try and have a new thing out this week, um, which will be the Autopsy Feast Ashcan, which is like basically done besides some art, um, which I'm
public needs
gonna be
to
working
see
on.
that. It's so good.
Yeah, it needs to see the light of day. Um,
Yeah, I know. People need to meet my friend Tristo.
we need to see the fucking Fristo, the frickin' this.
Tristo, sorry.
Look, hang on.
The,
Let me send you all, or I'll show you all a frickin' frungly little creature that I drew
yeah,
for the game.
the orbular hug.
I'll put the Lumpo up.
Ooh, Lumpo. Lumpo's another really good one.
This is the
That
Lumpo.
one reminds me a lot of the like volcano, not volcano, that's not how you pronounce that. Volcano snails. The
Yeah,
ones with the fucking like iron plated shells, which are inexplicably real creatures that exist.
it's pretty awesome. Oh wait, I yeah okay. I see what happened there. All right. I've made errors. Okay, we'll just. It's a lumpo. It you've seen
Hello.
one. You've seen a lumpo before. You know what it looks like. It was just that like my my background like basically was like the same contrast level of it as it, so it was kind of like clashing. But
Yeah,
anyways,
Malumpo deserves to stand out, I think.
that's visual media, baby. Um, yeah, you for one, I will say like not to make this about me, just because you mentioned my creatures. You are a I would say you're a creature connoisseur and also a like creature expert, a creature designer.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I really enjoy like monster design and just like creatures and stuff in general. I think xenofiction and that sort of thing is just it's just so good, honestly. Like whether we're talking stuff like a lot of Jim Henson's puppetry work, in or outside the Muppets, but I'm mostly talking about like his Dark Crystal Labyrinth stuff, or like more serious stuff, like obviously like the work in Silent Hill and Mad God, which I already mentioned. It's monsters are just good. They're good.
Yeah. Do you think that like I mean, you mentioned some inspirations. Do you think that there's like a deeper like level to that interest for you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I am very much kind of a like I find there's something really interesting about sort of anomalies and the concept of deformity and that sort of thing. Me personally, I am also a very weird monster fucker furry person, and that will become readily apparent if you read any of my work. But yeah, no, I think I have a lot of like really weird feelings on like body stuff and like both in terms of dysphoria and like just like being a person who's grown up with a disability and like when you've done special ed up until middle school, at a certain point you just sort of become a creature. Like that just sort of happens to you.
Yeah.
They put you in the machine.
I really do think like your work is the sort of thing that like your work feels like the sort of thing that like a person who like when I was younger, like a person would have sent me and I would have been like, "Yo, this is scary. I don't like this." But now I'm like,
Yeah,
you know, it's good.
that's really flattering. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey Ziggy, welcome. Good to see you in the
Hello.
chat. Ziggy was our
Full
last
dis-
guest in episode 7.
oh, hi. Full disclosure, because of the general streaming setup and, using Discord, I cannot watch the overlay and the stream at the same time. So if anyone shows up and I don't acknowledge you, uh, A, it's because I hate you personally and I'm coming for you. But B, it's also because I didn't see you. So thank you,
Here,
Eclipse, for announcing
actually,
when
I'll just do
people
this.
arrive.
I don't know if you can really read that,
Oh,
but
shit.
I will just do this because I think that might help better. Um,
Ooh, that's good.
Eventually, I will have to put up the windows, and you'll lose it again. But we'll figure it out.
I lost my way again. That fucking song.
I'm also going to really quickly make sure this is ready. Okay. So yeah. Trying to think of other things that I want to ask you about. Um, you are. Hmm. I feel like I mean this in the nicest way possible. I feel like I can predict whether you're gonna have an opinion on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm not a bug of subtlety.
yeah, like you were online in such an era, like such a specific era, like very online, such a specific era that like I can tell, like you have an opinion on Friday Night Funkin', right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
obviously I do.
there we go. Yeah,
I'm not
um,
gonna go into it if you don't want to, but like, yeah, no, I think uh Newgrounds stuff, despite all of the obvious shit, is also extremely important cultural thing, and is really important for outsider artists. Honestly, if you haven't and you do art or games, probably get on Newground. Like it's a really good gallery site, and like they let you auto print your own user license agreement, which is an insane thing for a website to offer in 2023, frankly.
That is. Um, I was more gonna ask like what is like your history in fandom? Like I'm very curious. Like what what was your arc in terms of like being part of fandoms?
Oh, oh no. Oh no, why would you
I mean,
do this?
you don't
I'm
need to give me in depth, but I guess either your arc or like your thoughts about fandom. Like in the
yeah.
year
Uh
2023, looking back, how does this feel? What are you looking at?
these are really good questions. Yeah, no, I think like fandom wise probably wouldn't surprise you. I mean, I was always sort of adjacent to or sort of near the furry community, even if I didn't want to admit it. I definitely went through a phase of like being weird and sort of having a complex about that kind of stuff. But that was a very long time ago. That was like fucking middle school. Uh, yeah, no, I think like fandom wise, obviously Homestuck, one of the like probably the most impressive multimedia online project to currently exist. Uh, Also very fucked up in many ways. Those two things are sort of meshed together in a way where you cannot separate them, which makes it complicated to talk about. Homestuck was really good, and being part of the Homestuck fandom for most of my like time in fandoms, I wasn't ever a poster. I was a lot more of a lurker. Just like creepy pasta, obviously. Super into like also SCP stuff, but then like just generally online horror and ARGs was the thing that like I really found my footing in. Like uh the works of Wham City Comedy uh were fucking blew my mind away and what
Yeah,
I wanted to do with art.
they're so good.
Uh yeah, there's the Mother series, fucking Toby Fox's work, the Muppets, honestly. There's a lot of things. I have a lot of opinions about a lot of things.
Low key, if I could, I would have a phone on the Dovecote. If it weren't if it weren't more expensive, like that'd be awesome. Uh, but yeah, no, I definitely like a lot of that. I think tracks like to some degree to like my history, but also like I don't know. I had some weird divots and dips and weird stuff. Uh,
Yeah. What are some of the weirder ones?
uh, God, I mean, well, the thing is, like, I kind of dipped into Homestuck for a little bit and then dipped out, and then like
Smart.
never really got into FNAF, never really got into like Vivzy Pop stuff or like Mother or I mean I never really got that much into Undertale. Like I never really got into the fandom of that. Um I got very deep in the Dragon Age fandom. That was
Uh,
I got into fucking Sarah grooming discourse, which if or sorry, not grooming, gaslighting. Which if you don't
yeah.
know what that is, then good.
We
You
want
don't
to talk about grooming. I'm a huge fan of Chainsaw Man. Uh,
Yeah. Um,
that's another piece of media I definitely wouldn't have been able to be normal about when I was younger because that has nuances.
yeah. That's kind of the thing that I'm like. I think. I mean, I guess I'll ask like. Um, I feel like it almost feels like it's been like the last year or so. I feel like people have been like a lot more openly mature about like what I would say is like kind of like bordering on empty spaces type stuff or like like trauma kink and stuff like that. Um,
Oh no, that's real.
yeah.
Like,
What? Yeah.
as the sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, no, as the discourse is like saying the discourse made me feel like such a fucking as this conversation sort of evolves, people are like, dare I say, learning to be kind of normal about kink,
Yeah.
if one can imagine. And we're not there yet, but maybe one day.
People are slowly starting to realize that actually, the thing about kink as like a thing is you don't get to decide which of them are okay and which of them aren't. Um,
Yeah.
like besides I think like a couple of like you know basic like you know if someone is like
Oh,
I'm a contact cannibal, I'm not I'm not gonna give them
yeah. No,
the time of day. But like I think for the most
frankly,
part, like
if someone told me that, I probably wouldn't believe them, or I'd think they were a gay person doing a bit.
yeah, no, that's real.
And then I would get bit because they would eat me.
Well, I think the people are both not realizing that and realizing it at the same time, and it is causing a lot of strife. Um,
Yeah.
and I pray for the well-being of everyone, and I guess the main thing that I would hope is like I've seen people who like I agree with on kink be like really fucking horrible and nasty to people. Um, and like
Yeah.
my hope is just that like I think you can disagree with people on it. Um, I would encourage people to like realize that maybe that's an opportunity to like quarantine rather than take shots across the
Yeah.
bow. Um, that's at least my thoughts on it.
I think ultimately it just comes down to like, two consenting adults can do whatever they want to each other.
Yeah, that's real. I've been thinking a lot about that actually, which is like, um, and I think it's something that's true in both of our design, like broadly, which is that like I think I've said this on Twitter, which is that like the philosophy for so long with safety tools. Well, the initial philosophy with safety tools was this is going to allow us to touch on more serious topics in play because we'll know more clearly where people's lines are, and then or lines and veils. But yeah, we'll know more clearly where people's problems are, uh, problem areas are, and then slowly it turned into this is a tool to prevent like on some level it kind of became a like thing of this is a tool to prevent certain topics from showing up in play, which
Right.
was never what it was supposed to be. And I think there is a space in TTRPGs to be like, what is the most wild shit the players can consent to? Like what is I there is so much space for players to consent to weird things because it is a you know it's an
Yeah.
imaginary world. It's fun.
Yeah. Uh, Honestly, this is gonna be a really weird parallel, but for some reason my mind goes to like fucking people who would comment on like DeviantArt crusty ass circle tool inflation art with like wouldn't they die? And it's like, I man, man, Elsa Feet 72 wasn't thinking about that when they drew that.
Anything can
I
happen
think
in
you
a
should
world.
respect them more as a creator. No, Sapphic World, yes.
Anything can happen in a world,
Speaking of things happening in worlds,
in a realm.
we live for we live forever. Very much was a us like fucking with like uh weird contractual and like transactional relationships where like basically everyone is in sort of a D&D-esque warlock patron situation with different people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and some of them are like specifically powerful magic users with a domain. Some of them are not. Uh, and there's definitely a lot of like weird ethical stuff there that gets into some pretty explicit like weird kink play. Like there's the alligator guy who make it so you can literally can't disagree with him, and also explicitly one day he's going to eat you. So
Yeah.
like, it's good.
Yeah. Um, Zig says, I think the issue is that we're introducing tools to something that most people are completely unprepared to deal with. Um, I need to think about that one for a second. The issue is that we're introducing tools to something that most people are completely unprepared to deal with. Those being safety tools, and the thing being like risks and risky play. And,
Yeah.
harsh topics. Yeah, I agree. Um, that's real. Like, I don't, to be clear, I don't mean to say that safety tools are bad or even the way that they're used are bad. And I don't mean to say that, like, people who have limits are bad, right? I just mean to say that, like, we don't need to build our games to, like, the most sensitive person possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you disclose that content of a certain nature is in your game, and then they buy your game, they they have entered a space where they have chosen to engage with that content.
We're
You
introducing
know,
the
it's a
tools that.
lot like, yeah, it's a lot like entering a haunted house or something, wherein everything that they will do to you, they will tell you
Mhm.
outside. And once you sort of walk in, to a certain extent, you are engaging with, uh, these things. I think in a lot of ways, a lot of TTRPG stuff is like that, where it's like sensitive content of a certain nature just will show up in certain kinds of games, and avoiding that is less useful than acknowledging it and finding sort of cogent ways to sort of show the players what you want them to see, and giving them interesting ways to engage with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also okay, this is about to be a really controversial opinion about a game. I I played a game of PAX EU. I played a game of Monster Hearts 2E, and that is a game where you are that is a game with sex moves where you are high schoolers, and that is a major theme of that game. Like it is exploring like teenage sexuality, and I think it's pretty cowardly to to age it up to college. Like I get it, but also I think it's pretty cowardly. I think it's a refusal
Yeah,
to engage with what the game is actually saying.
I mean, I haven't really played Monster Heart, so I'm not going to speak on it.
Fair. Sorry.
But like, what? No, it's fine. I just haven't played that game.
Yeah.
One or 2E. The only thing I know about Monster Hearts 1E is that it had sort of that controversial thing where like certain characters had urges that they could succumb to. Uh, but again, I don't know how that was handled because I haven't played Monster Hearts.
Yeah, I think it's a great game. I think Avery Alder slam dunked it on that game. But listen,
Probably.
it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, no, I think if anything, like see the with the Monster Hearts thing, that's hard because like it is difficult to explore that theme without sliding into some uncomfortable territory if you are not very specific about what you intend to do and how you intend to show it.
That's
Uh,
real.
and I think if you are entering uncomfortable territory, you need to do it with your chest. Like you need to enter that territory and be willing to confront the uncomfortable nature of it, or otherwise what's the point? Like you can't really like dance around these things. Like if you're playing a game where it's like teenage sexuality as portrayed as creatures with urges they can't succumb to, that says some creepy things about consent, right?
Yeah. I what's the word? Actually, I'm gonna take back what I said earlier. I think went a little too extreme. I don't think it's cowardly. I think that there are other games that you might want to play instead. Is I guess what I'll say. Like I think,
There are other monster fucking games.
yeah, like I do respect it a lot because it's like I get, high school is traumatic for me too. Like I don't really want to think that much about it, but
Oh yeah, no, same.
I also think like if you're like even if yeah like I mean I think most Monster Heart games in high school or senior year anyways. It's like it's not uh anyways that's a little off topic. It's just a thought that I had considering the conversation we're having. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I would like to talk about with you before we get into the news.
Mm. Yeah, no, they kill me after this segment.
Yeah, Crowley's gonna die, and then there's gonna be a replacement Crowley who's like a new character. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, you want to hit the news? You want to hit the fucking news booth?
uh, yeah. Actually, wait. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that would be interesting to discuss.
Yeah, we can also talk about it
I think.
after the news. We got a lot of time after.
Yeah, no, there's that like additional segment at the. Yeah, no, let's go then to the news. Unless you have any other questions you'd like to ask me.
I don't think so. If I think of any, we'll do
All
them
right.
after the news. So let me. It's Cordis from the peaceful oasis, the peaceful desert oasis. Um,
Artist.
so we have some interesting topics this week. Uh, hang on, I'm gonna move this here. So this one's gonna be really controversial, but
This is
we'll we'll
this is
do
why
it.
they brought me here. This is
Yeah,
why they brought me here for this. It's so you could have a scapegoat, escape frog.
yeah. All the opinions detailed here are Crowley's and not mine. Um,
Yeah,
and
especially if a clip says them.
yeah, if I say anything here, it's Crowley's opinion. So this is our most controversial topic this week. Uh, December 4th, 2023. Uh, PAX U had just ended. I was getting home, and I read this article by Marcia B, who made the OSR article that we read. Um, Now I guess I'm trying to think about the way to order this because I feel like there are some important things to like get out of the way, but also I think they lack context if I say them early on. I guess I'll say just
Yeah,
generally, do not like. I am explicitly telling you, do not contact anyone who's involved in this, please. Like, on my behalf, on Crowley's behalf, on the behalf of the creators of any game that's named here. Um, I don't think that my audience is like that, but I'm just going to be very, very clear. Like, do not contact any of these people, especially do not harass any of these people. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say there.
yeah. That would be an insane thing to do, considering I'm pretty sure me and you are about as unaffiliated. Well, you're a little affiliated because you're like a very established character in the TTRPG scene. You have
Yeah,
lore and everything,
I got
but
lore.
like I'm not gonna say that you're involved with any of this in any sort of direct way. Like we are
Yeah.
unaffiliated.
So this is tricky because like guests that I have had on this show, uh, previously, guests who were only like a couple episodes before you, have vastly different opinions on this than I do. Um,
Fine.
so this is an article by Marcia B. About plagiarism in Unconquered by Nora Rose and Monkey's Paw Games. I gave this article 2 reads because at first I read it and I thought it was fairly uncontroversial, and then people on Twitter were like, "You're wrong," and so I read it again, and I still have the same opinion. um,
Yeah.
so this is about Nora Rose's game Unconquered, Monkey's Paw Games, um, and how it has a number of elements that are taken or similar. I'll say similar. I would even say I would personally say plagiarized. I would say that
I
it is
guess
plagiarized Ultraviolet Grasslands and Vaults of Varn.
I'm gonna say similar is real fucking diplomatic. It's like word for word in some of those paragraphs are literally just the same.
Yeah, let me give y'all. I think the drug table is not actually that sharp of a thing. I think the introduction shows you a lot. Let me zoom in a little bit. Um, so this is from Ultraviolet Grasslands, which is an OSR RPG. Um, you have in your hands a role-playing adventure setting designed to help a traditional RPG referee take their friends' heroes on a long, strange trip across a mythic steppe filled with remnants of space and time and fuzzy rifts. If you're just reading for the weird world, imagine a character, turn the page, and begin reading. And then you hold in your hands Unconquered, a role playing game. In it, one player takes on the role of chronicler and presents a world full of peril and wonder, and others take on the role of travelers who describe how their characters act and react within that world. We play to find out where drama and dice may lead us. For those merely interested in using the million spheres as a toolkit for your own adventures or your own rule sets, imagine a traveler and begin turning the pages. Now, something that so this actually appears in 2022, the final version of Unconquered, but not the Ashcan, the 2021 edition. Um, something really
Oh,
interesting that
that's
Marcia,
weird.
oh sorry,
No, I just said, wow, that's weird.
it is something really interesting that Marcia notes is that like there isn't like the reason why it says keep turning the pages here or begin turning the pages is because in UVG, the next page is character creation. In UC 22, the UC 22, it's not for a while. um,
Oh, that's suspect.
yeah, which is really suspect to me. Like that reads as very clearly this is this is very badly masking plagiarism. Um, And I think it's important to note that UVG, that Ultraviolet Grasslands and Vaults of Arn have really permissive licenses. If if Monkey's Paw Games had said this is like we have taken elements from UVG and VOV for this, I think it would have been okay.
Oh, really? Is it like a sorry, I'm the specific term of sort of eluding me because I am a very dumb, very small creature. But
Hack,
is it a permissive license?
yeah, like a permissive license.
Think of it like after the show. I'll remember what I was trying to.
That's fair. It's like a Creative Commons type thing. Uh, like it's not public domain, but it's like any use with credit is like okay. um Zig says, oh, so you don't want people to use AI and you don't want them to plagiarize. What are they supposed to do, write their own games?
You know,
Yeah. What were some of my other favorites here? um I think the where was like the lavender hex thing, monkey hand canids, like there's a bunch of oh, the baobab trees, baobab trees. This one really hit me. So, uh, oh yeah, so in UC 21, the made up term Carnibotnik from UVG appears in the text. Carnibotnik. And then there is a great biomechanical baobab tree in UVG, and there are baobab trees dotting a flat savanna with clockwork machinery in UC
mm,
21. Um, Vampire grass. I think this is especially notable because Ultraviolet Grasslands is obviously very like purple themed, and
yeah.
lightning strikes from a purple sky in the final version of Unconquered 2022. Um, there's the near moon thing, which I really recommend reading into. There's a lot of interesting details here. Prismatic fogland. Ultraviolet prismatic fog envelops a caravan. Prismatic fog descends, casting the landscape into riotous ultraviolet.
Yeah, no,
Empire of the Petal
it's
Throne, yeah.
pretty. Uh, I
Lurking.
apologize if I'm a little quiet. I just uh, yeah, no, I when I first read the article and like now, I seems pretty open and shut to be honest.
Yeah, I think I want to like go over the details, then we can have a more like open conversation about it. But you're also free to like jot in whenever you feel like there's something to say. Uh,
Yeah,
and then oh wait, hang on, I actually need that article. 1 second.
come back here.
Hang on. We'll just shut shut. Marcia. There we go. Oh wait, no. I didn't want to look at our actual blog. This is not the way to do this. Let me. I need to get on the Travers Fantasy blog. Fuck.
Again, this is not Eclipse's fault. I personally am doing this.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is Infrabage, who created Vaults of Varn. Haven't commented on this and debated whether to do so. I prefer my work to be how people know me and don't really comment on the scene or whatever. But this does involve me, whether I like it or not. And then he goes into how there's no doubt that Unconquered draws from my work. Um, Vaults of Arn is published under a Creative Commons attribution license. It's a very permissive license, as
That's what
long
I was
as
trying to fucking say.
yeah, as long as he's as long as he's credited, which didn't happen. Um, so yeah, and then I think another important element of this to note is that shortly after this happened, uh, Monkey's Paw Games like on social media is basically gone. Um, I tried to buy a digital copy of Vaults of Arn, or sorry, not Vaults of Arn, of Unconquered, and actually got my money back. Like I didn't ask for it, and they just immediately refunded me. Um, so uh, it seems like my challenge with this is like I I think that Marcia here did a pretty fucking good job of like talking about this and like putting it, holding it to the light. Um, it is also kind of frustrating that like, I do wish that this weren't a situation that ended with a trans woman like disappearing from the internet, because Nora Rose is
Yeah,
trans. Um, and so like that is kind of where I have complicated feelings about it. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that, Crowley?
I mean, I think that definitely makes sense. Like, the harassment of trans people off of the internet is a well documented and horrible thing. Uh, but also, when you very blatantly lift things from other people's work, uh, and people are mad at you because of that, that's like the wrongness, the general badness of trans people being bullied off the internet does not like absolve you of the undeniably shitty thing that you very demonstrably did do.
Yeah, I am.
Like if people are mad at someone for plagiarizing and they did and we see it, I mean, no one should be harassed off the internet. But it doesn't sound like it was their transness specifically. That is the reason.
Yeah, I feel bad in the sense that like I think that the situation has definitely lost like the way that Nora reacted to this has removed her from like a like her main revenue stream, right? Um,
Right.
but I'm also like I I really hope that this wasn't I really hope that Nora didn't receive any harassment. Um, I knowing the way the internet is, I have my doubts that was the case. Um,
Yeah, no, almost certainly it was probably really bad.
yeah, I really hope, I actually really hope that Nora is able to like come back and explain what happened, and that hopefully folks can show some forgiveness to her, because like I don't want a like trans woman of color to be like, ousted from the space, even if it's because of something like this. Like like fundamentally, I wish this didn't happen. Like that's my overall feeling about it. Is I wish it didn't happen. Um, I don't take any
Yeah,
joy in like cutting apart her work and comparing it to other things, but also it's like it's so blatant that
yeah.
it kind of has to be done.
Like, part of me almost wants to bring up the almost very uncomfortably timely release of that 1H Bomber Guy video that we all watched. Uh, Specifically in reference to the James Somerton stuff,
Mm.
and how that was a guy who blatantly lifted a lot of his content from other creators in a way that was very demonstrable, and then immediately disappeared from the internet upon the release of that video. And a part of me is thinking, like, I mean, is it like, would people have forgiven like him if he was like in a sort of a different like community? Because I don't really think they would have. Like, I don't think if James, like, I don't think if that same situation had happened, but with a trans person, they would have like. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought there.
No, you're okay. Um,
I I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like this is universally fucked up regardless of this person's status as a trans person of color. Uh like it was just a fucked up thing to do that, and it doesn't have to be a thing that's like, oh, now this person has finally gotten what they deserve, but like, I mean, you did do the thing.
yeah, I think it is also worth noting that like I I have to be honest, like I cannot back this up. I only know like what people have said, right? Like what other people in the games space have said. People who agree with me on this, that you know this is plagiarism. Um, but because like Nora's Twitter is down, so I can't actually figure out if this is the case. But I've heard that Nora was often the first person to like go after someone for shit, and I like I do feel bad, but I also um I suppose there is some like not necessarily irony, but like more just I think it would be um I think it'd be valuable to like I think it would be valuable if she had not taken all of her things offline, and if we could have this conversation. Um, but
Yeah,
also, I also know these things tend to become really unproductive, and I guess I understand why she might want to do this. But yeah,
and should. Sorry, you were saying?
to me, this just reads as like someone really not properly. I don't know. I I don't know how you get here. That like this is a mystery, right? Like I don't know how you get to this place, because like this really reads as like someone uh creating something that they have like a lot of passion about. Like there's a lot of elements like I've read a bit of Unconquered. There's a lot of elements that are like very clearly very passionate. Um I just think that there's a lot in this that's like confusing, and kind of reads as someone like maybe burning out. Um and so like I want to try and come at this with like a from a place of empathy. Um because I don't want any person to be destroyed. I especially want someone who's being accused of something to be able to defend themselves.
Yeah, no, I really think I don't think anyone should just be like full on destroyed, and I hope I'm making that clear that like just like the internet's behavior when anyone becomes the topic of discourse is usually abhorrent, and especially more so if it's, a person in a marginalized group. We all know this. I just Part of me really hopes that like if this was something that there was an explanation for, that she intends to one day come back and explain it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But the taking everything down after is what really makes it feel kind of open and shut to me. Because like again with the Somerton thing, or like a lot of other examples of like plagiarized content, immediately taking it down after really does just sort of read as you got caught,
Hmm.
even if it wasn't supposed to, and even if that isn't actually the truth. It's just sort of what it looks like when you take everything down without comment immediately after an article like this comes out.
Yeah, I. It is really like I just don't. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know. I don't know where to. You know. I don't know. I. I. It's like it's hard. I don't. I don't. I really don't know what to make of this. I. I do genuinely hope she's okay, and I hope that
I mean, yeah,
you know, I hope that the folks who got their work plagiarized are okay. Um, and I hope Marcia's okay, and I hope that like folks who are friends with her are okay, and I hope that there are people looking out for her. Um,
yeah,
because like no matter what someone does, I think at the end of the day, like everyone deserves to have people looking out for them. Um, and yeah, I you know, I think that's really all I
yeah.
have to say
So
about this.
yeah, uh, I will add one more thing, which is
Hmm.
don't do this.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. It's not really.
Do not lift major swaths of your TTRPG project from someone else's unattributed, especially if you like the rest of it you really care about,
Yeah.
because then you're like wasting genuine effort on something that is sort of embedded in a larger plagiarized text.
It's actually really easy to give credit, it turns out. Uh,
Yeah.
Lilith has permission to give to plagiarize me. Uh, she can name things Death Cybernetica or whatever. Uh, that's fine.
Funny story about that. The reason why there is an unlockable augment in Euphoria called Death Cybernetica is weirdly tangentially related to me.
Mm-hmm. Because you kept mispronouncing
Because
it.
I kept mispronouncing the name of one of the Sapphic World characters, Death Cybernetica, which just sounded more like a name to me in the back of my head. And it got to the point where uh to shame me, that augment is named that.
Yeah. To be clear, if there's ever any, okay, if there's any similar language in my work, Crowley's work, Lilith Lilac Leviathan's work, Wendy Ribston's work, or Six Valentine's work, it is because we are in a like uh
Friend group.
incestuous, you know, uh yeah, a friend group, a writers commune,
Writers commune.
a writers subculture, a writers campaign, you know.
A writers commune, truly.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like I come up with a name for a thing in Sapphic World, and then like five people put a similar thing in their game that has the same name. uh,
Intellectually, we're frauding.
yes, intellectually we're frauding. Um, and these are things that I am okay with, and I've given people I mean, I don't really need to get people permission to use the word subculture, but yeah, it's the Sapphic World movement, baby. No,
Oh, it is a movement.
yeah, but not really. A lot of very different and very cool games that are tangentially related to me, and people like the way that I word things sometimes, so they use it too, and it's very flattering, and I think it's really nice. I'm so full of ideas. Well, thank you. Okay, let's go into the next story. This one's less controversial, thank God. Um,
Woo!
Actually, this verge is uncontroversial, but we'll survive, I think. Dungeons and Dragons owner lays off 1,100 staff. Oh wait, hang on. I need to just realized I need to send an at in the in the playtest that I'm doing in an hour. This is
This is
the schedule that I have
this
at
is
the moment.
foolish of you. Really, you were a mewling ponce,
Okay,
a
I've done it.
offish bimbo,
Yeah, that's so true. So
creature of despair.
this is a Dicebreaker article from December 13th, 2023. Dungeons and Dragons owner lays off 1,100 staff 2 weeks before Christmas to keep Hasbro healthy. Uh, to be clear, this is 1,100 staff from Hasbro, not from Wizards of the Coast. However, it is still a lot in WOTC. Um, yeah, which is wild because they had a movie and a video game for D&D. It's pretty
I
wild.
think now I think you shouldn't do this.
I also think you shouldn't do this. I think it's pretty. Um, do they have the Yeah. Uh, well, let's look at the list of people because I think that's the really hard-hitting shit. So, folks laid off at Wizards of the Coast include Dan Dillon, game designer, Mike Merles, which is like, okay, I've been listen, I conflicting feelings because like I think this is very bad for Dean. Well, actually, no, actually, this is all good. Well, okay, I
Bad
don't,
that people lost their jobs.
I don't, I don't think people should get fired from their jobs. However, I have been saying for years that Mike Merle should get fired, and I do think that the fact that people who are the people who made D&D who are making D&D successful are getting fired is good. You know what I mean?
I ask, and I ask the thing about Mike Merle specifically. 'Cause despite having played D&D before, if you can believe it, don't know much about its creative staff. Why should Mike Merles go to prison?
So Mike Merles is a guy. He was very involved in D&D 5e. My
Right.
controversial opinion is they need to replace the entire D&D design team with new people who might do something interesting. Well, they're about to do it, so you're gonna get your wish. But also, like, these are
Yeah,
also people with jobs and probably families. That's kind of the uh, it's complicated. So let's focus on Mike Merles. So Mike Merles, he uh very involved in D&D 5e. Uh, very very involved in OSR. To the extent that he was involved with Zach S, a very awful man who was in the TTRPG scene for a very long time, especially like the OSR and D&D scene, who was also credited in a one of the playtest editions of 5e. Um, and Mike Merles like defended him, like attacked his victims, and like was generally just a piece of shit about the entire situation. Um,
uh,
I have no patience for Mike Merles.
I do not know him.
Yeah. I can finally I don't have to feel bad about playing Baldur's Gate 3 anymore because Mike Merles was involved in making that and he's not
Uh,
getting paid for it anymore. Okay. Now let's get back to the people that are it actually sucks that these people got fired. Uh Chris Lindsay, who helped architect the GM's Guild, Liz Shaw, head of licensing and publishing for D&D, art director for D&D, product manager, uh D&D Beyond host and producer, uh, community manager for Magic the Gathering, senior communications manager, and those are just the public folks. Senior development editor was also laid off, program manager. Associate, yeah, just a lot of people. Direct, the
Yeah.
director of the MTG universe is beyond creative and production, which is like, do they just not? Is that not doing that well? I actually don't know the stats on that. That's like kind of wild. Um,
Yeah, no, like these are so tangential and also they're not suffering financially, Wizards of the Coast.
yeah,
They're doing really good right now.
I will
This
say.
is just an
Oh, sorry, go.
I was gonna say this is just an insane thing to do.
Um, one of the core I have seen the core numbers aren't that high, which might be explaining this. Like, the movie did fairly well and the game did fairly well, but like the actual like book sales and stuff are maybe not as good as they could be. Like that's what the like reports say. But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people laid off. It sucks. Like it sucks. This is like the thing that happens in this industry. Like people just get churned. Um, Frankly, it sucks that this is a thing that happens in every industry now. Like this is just the like
Yeah.
there are no careers anymore. You work at a place for like 5 6 years if you're lucky, 1 or 2 if you're not, and then you just get fucking like churned out, and it's bad. It's fucked up.
Yeah, you have a job. It's not everyone is a freelancer now.
Yeah, everyone is a freelancer now. D&D is a lifestyle brand. The actual game is no longer central to that. No, you're right. I do agree.
It's real.
Um, I think that we're going to see worse and worse versions of this game in the years to come, and people are going to keep playing it because
I feel
that's how it goes.
I feel like they're going to lean way more heavily into the like this is gonna make me sound like such a chode. The like the quirky the lol quirkiness of it without meaningfully understanding that most of the people who have a lot of fun with D&D do so by completely disregarding most of its actual written content.
Yeah. Uh.
Like,
Anyways, if you want to hire me as Wizards of the Coast, I have a game to sell you. It's called Sapphic World, and you're gonna make it so bad.
to be clear, if you give me $1 million, I will make D&D 6e,
uh,
Crowley's edition.
that's right. Wyme says, Hasbro announcing the new staff to the D&D team: Mr. Midjourney and Chad PT. That's right.
God,
Yeah,
we live
that's
in hell.
honestly what this is. It's all gonna be AI. If you thought the D&D 5 ebooks felt like they're written by AI because they're basically just like fill-ins for like, yeah, this is vaguely what a paragraph about how you play a rogue should read like. Um, it's gonna get worse, and baby,
Yeah.
it's already pretty bad.
It's just gonna be a stock image of a man in a field and then like brackets racism.
I'll do it for 500,000. You'll be able to fuck the monsters. Hell yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about.
I'll do D&D. I would write D&D 6e for free if they let me put whole in it.
That's so real. That's good.
If if they let me I feel odd like show Lizard Man whole in the like in the cover,
Yeah,
I would write it for free.
me too. For real.
For real.
Do you wanna do the last story and then take a break?
Sounds wonderful.
Excellent. Okay. Critical Hole.
Whimper.
That's right. Okay. So,
Critical hole?
yeah, Wime said that.
Oh, sorry. That was funny, Wimes.
So,
This is you on the mouth.
third story. I want to talk about Polygon's RPG list because some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are okay. We're gonna talk about it. Uh, so first, Lynn Kodega says City of Winter, which I actually have not looked at. So what is this? Yeah, this looks pretty swaggy. This is very ephemera pilled, but I'm okay with that. I can see why this would be fun. It is a role-playing game featuring a fantastical family saga played across handmade maps. This seems cool. And I'm gonna assume this
Interesting.
was made recently. Does it have a? I don't know. Okay. Well, either way, that's cool. Uh, goddamn, $150. Ephemera games are cool, but also accoutrement games. Uh, Dead After
You
Dinner.
when you say sorry, can I ask when you say ephemera game, accoutrement game, do you mean things with a lot of like props and stuff included with it?
Yeah, you get a bunch of bits and baubles when you buy it.
I do have a soft spot for that, but yeah,
It is
the
cool.
price
I think it's neat. It just costs money.
it
Um,
does cost money.
Dead After Dinner, which is a the aging patriarch of your family. Okay, so this is kind of Knives Out pilled. That's fun. Do I own this? I
Oh,
do.
awesome.
The aging patriarch of your family has uncharacteristically invited everyone to dinner. He says he's made changes to his will that affect you, and he will read it after dinner. Death of the grandfather and the familia drama that caused it. This seems fun, actually. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, advanced clue.
When was this released? See, part of the problem is I can't actually tell. April 12th, 2023 was the last update, which is, that's 2023 to me. Um,
Technically.
Desperation by Jason Morningstar and Suzanne Videmo. Another kind of bits and bobs ephemera pill game, but also cards. Uh, it's two small role playing games built on the same dark tone and mechanics. Interesting. Steeped in actual history, gothic storytelling. Huh,
When they say actual history, do they mean that or
probably. Like, listen, RPG people are insane. If it says actual
correct?
history, it probably means it. Um, this seems cool. Yeah, a lot of these I have not looked at that much. Crawl Classics, which is an interesting one. This is like this is a big time OSR game. Actually, no, isn't this like a? Hang on, let me double check. I need to make sure I understand what this is. Uh oh no, this is a no. What is that? Yeah, this is OSR. This is 2020, 2012 to 2021. Actually, no, it's been back to 2003, but that's still OSR. So yeah, some OSR stuff, some OSR sword and sorcery type stuff. That's cool. Mhm. I guess I don't know much about it. I'm sure it's fine.
Neither do I.
Uh, I haven't heard of this game. Do you know this game, Crowley? Mhm.
Oh, this one? No.
I think it's pronounced like duh do done.
Oh yeah. Oh no, this one is Wizards of the Coast hired Pinkertons to beat and harass their striking employees.
Oh right, you're right. Yeah. Why would you put D&D in twice? Twice? Guys, come on. Oh, I played
It
an
wa-
awesome D&D campaign. Go to hell.
yeah, no, that's the fucking thing. Like, yeah, hey, fuck you. Don't do that.
Nice map, loser. Looks like every fantasy world.
If you are making a like, there wasn't a new D&D release. It's just
Oh,
5e. It's
oh, I
always
played
just 5e.
I played Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sure you're a
Just
lovely person, Patrona. I'm just making fun of the fact that you like D&D. uh,
I'm not. I'm sure that you literally kill people.
Eating oranges in the shower. Oh, this is like a whole game. It's a LARP. Uh,
Yeah, this is the goofy
it's a
one.
it's a bathhouse game. This seems fun.
Oh,
I'll have to read through this. This seems interesting. It's about our shower orange, which is a subreddit dedicated to the practice of eating oranges in the shower. That's really interesting.
Would you judge me if I said that I've done that?
No, I wouldn't. That's based.
It was a mango,
Oh, right, they
actually.
did do Fantasy Israel. You're right. Oh my god. Exquisite Biome. I feel like I've heard about this one. Spore for the Kitchen Table. Um, it's a world-building RPG about ecological biomes, the creatures that inhabit them. That's cool. I like that. I like the art. Uh, yeah, this is neat. I've seen this person on Twitter. I own this as well. I should play this. Seems cool. Fetch My Blade. Oh, this is Anthony Joyce Rivera, who's cool. Wait, is this... Wait, is the person I'm thinking of? Oh no, wait, no, 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 no,
What?
no.
What? What?
It's the person. It's it's the it's the military officer who won the Diana Jones Award emerging designer.
No! You didn't mean that!
Is this what is this? Oh yeah, of course the military guy would say fetch my blade.
God, what a piece of shit.
Come on, man. Get out of here. None of
I
that.
don't want you.
We don't want you. Get out of the space. Oh my god. Who who does these? It's Charlie Hall, right? It's definitely Charlie Hall.
Yeah.
Of course it's Charlie Hall. Of course it's fucking. Oh my god. I have so much rage for certain RPG people, and two of them are Anthony Joyce Riviera and Charlie Hall. Get out of here.
Can you tell me who Charlie Hall is? Because I know who
Uh,
Anthony Joyce Riviera is.
he's the Polygon RPG guy, and he loves
Oh,
writing about D&D.
that dumb motherfucker.
uh,
I know him. I've seen his work. It's bad.
I'm sure. Listen, I try and be kind on this show, but to some degree, I
Oh,
need to be a little bit.
I'm
No, no, no,
sorry. I'm
no.
sorry.
This is not about you. This is about me. um, but I have to be mean.
What a fucking jabroni.
Charlie Hall, isn't that the band that sang "Ruler of Everything"? No, that's a different piece of
Yeah,
shit.
no. That's the it's not racist, it's racial guy.
This is a haunted house map building RPG that's not out yet. That seems cool.
Yeah,
Limited
no.
age.
Fuck.
Pathfinder. Oh, it's Pathfinder. That's okay. That's cool
What
though.
finding they yeah, no.
Pathfinder setting.
Pathfinder is just the Chad's D&D,
Yeah.
truly.
Uh, so is that Mike Pondsmith's brother who's suggesting the Marvel multiverse role playing?
How much did they pay them?
Can't imagine why a D&D guy would love the military contractor game. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Mercy. Um,
Being
I was
mean.
told to evil laugh, by the way, to make that clear to Crowley. So I guess this is
Oh,
Mike Pondsmith's brother. Maybe Cody Pond, is that his son? Cody Pondsmith. Mike Pondsmith's son. Okay, creator of the
oh,
Witcher
the
RPG or
prodigal
co-author.
son.
The project, the official Marvel Snap RPG. That's true. I gotta be careful. I took money from Marvel Snap. They're gonna be coming for me. Uh,
Wait, you did?
I did. I did one sponsorship on stream ever, and it was a bad idea. It was not worth it. Don't do it
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock on you for taking a sponsorship. I'm gonna knock on you for playing Marvel Snap.
Oh yeah, this is a lightweight superhero RPG. All right, I cannot take that seriously. Hey, it's Jeff Stormer of Party One Podcast. I love Jeff Stormer. Jeff Stormer's my friend. Well, I would say peer. I don't want to overstate these things. But yeah, this is really cool. This seems cool. It's Masks of the Masks, which is a masks like game, but it's all frickin' it's a comic. Like the whole game is a
Ooh,
comic, which I think is a fun idea. Listen, I trust Jeff's taste. I also love the art. I think it's good. Um The monster
Never heard you
overhaul.
so cautious.
Well, I'm not cautious. I just like Jeff. Like Jeff
I
is just a
know.
person that I've worked with.
I
Uh,
like Jeff.
Coins and
Oh, Jeff,
scrolls, the
though.
monster
But I like
overhaul,
Jeff.
OSR, more OSR shit. Okay, sure. Reach the Roach God. Okay,
Immediately a grabbing title.
it is. In a world beneath the world, a god of vermin grows. The more he grows, the more he wants to grow. He will not be satisfied. He will not stay away. Already his feelers have brushed the surface. Already his children sleep in your bed. Who will stand against his coming? How can he be stopped? A system neutral setting supplement, part of 1,000 Islands. This seems cool.
Oh
Thanks
no,
for
that
the
fucking
one good
rules.
suggestion, Charlie Hall. Thank you.
Exceptionally. This is a me pilled game. I fuck with it immensely.
Monster Hearts. I like Monster Hearts. I think it's pretty
I
good.
do. I think it's fine.
Did they play college or high school?
I have the Lucas Warm opinion on
I don't
Monster
know.
Hearts, which is that I think it's okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone listen. The people like Morkborg. The people like Morkborg. What are you gonna what
What are you
what are you
gonna
gonna do? What are you
say?
gonna do about it? What are you gonna frickin'
They,
do about it?
they like Morkamort.
They like to blame Morkborg. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I played I'm Sorry Did You Stay Street Magic recently with my friends Courtney, Reef, and Nuki, and that was very fun. It's a good city building game, and it's very
Oh
easy and
yeah,
quick to play. Monster Hearts is the game that made Marcy, Mousewife,
yeah.
start writing
I was
RPGs. That's very cool.
cool. I say, we both also coincidentally know someone named Mousy. It's a
That's true.
different person. Marcy, the Mousewife, and Mousy, Mouse Girlfriend, are two very different people who are not affiliated with each other, to my knowledge.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, Courtney just gave me a crunch wrap. Says Mousewife. Good, as it should be. Triangle Agency. Uh, I have not read Triangle Agency. I meant to fund the Kickstarter. I didn't. It seems cool. And I listen. The people who made it were nice to me, so I got to hang out with Caleb a bit at PAX, and he was very cool. So I will be nice and say that it seems good. Yahoo.
Who?
Uh, Taylor Moore of Actual Play Podcast. Worlds Beyond Number, Fun City, Rule Tales of Magic, and These Stars of Space. Heard good things about Rule Tales of Magic. I still don't like that those four called their podcast Worlds Beyond Number, but I get it. And I don't like that they play D&D. Uh I guess they're both talk. Oh wait, hang on. I'm stupid. This is also Triangle Agency. Okay. Yeah, I'll be nice. Triangle Agency's cool. Twilight 2000. Uh okay.
We get another D&D 5e.
This is Charlie Hall. Yeah, of course Charlie Hall would like a game that looks like this. I'm sorry, but
Let
isn't Worlds
me, let
Beyond.
me, let me.
Yeah, sorry.
What, what game? Can you scroll up to it?
Yeah, sorry. It's Twilight 2000 from Free
Uh,
League. About survival in mankind's most desperate hour. It's like a kind of dark post-apocalyptic game. Isn't Worlds
I
Beyond
see what.
Number? Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Uh, yeah. Worlds Without Number is a different game. So hang on, let me.
That's,
Worlds Without Number. So Worlds Without Number is a game. Worlds Beyond
yeah.
Number is an EP by
I'm gonna
people who
be
should know
frank.
better than to take to
Yeah.
use the name of an existing RPG. I've been complaining about this since literally since they announced it. I've been complaining about it because I think it's stupid. Um,
I'm gonna be frank. I always thought World Beyond Number was the game.
no, I just think it's like a very like it's not actually like it's not a crime, right? I just think like if you're a group that's doing AP and it's like mostly gonna be D&D, I think that it's like kind of disrespectful to go into like the RPG scene and be like, we're basically gonna poison this game. We're gonna poison this game's SEO for our podcast. Um,
Yeah,
it's a little rough, and also like the Worlds Beyond Number or Worlds Without Number person has like put out so much free art for like people to use wherever. It's just like it feels especially kind of scummy to take from them because they've done so much for like the game's zone overall.
yeah. Uh,
Project Eco.
you could have at any point changed the name to something slightly different.
Yeah. This, this seems interesting. Solo journaling game where you time travel. Oh, this seems cool. Seems interesting. Um, The Quiet Year, great game, great, another great Avery Alder, but also like a lot of these are just years fucking old. Like I get it that it's like games I played in 2023, but I'm also like
Yeah,
what's going on?
Quiet Year was not this year,
Yeah,
and
it's what dust remains. Let's see. Mini RPG for 1 to 3 players. Players write the life of one pioneer who goes through several life stages in pursuit of their one dream and ambition. Huh, not a happy story. The pioneer dies. I'm intrigued. This seems cool.
yeah,
The Wild Sea. There's a lot of this. Is Wild Sea the one where you're all animals?
no,
I think.
it doesn't.
Or at least you're
Oh,
mostly animals.
I was gonna say where are the furries?
And you're like
I was
sailing
promised.
across like big skies.
Yeah, no,
They
I
call
don't
them.
think this is. No, it's fine. What are you gonna
Sorry,
say?
I'm just reading the chat. Lime
Oh,
said, call themselves Worlds Beyond Number, but they play a game called 5th Edition. Shake my head.
true, real, real.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Bu-
Eclipse, you promised me creatures and furries, and I have seen neither
Let's
in
see.
this game's art. I'm
Well, that's
going to
kind of a
cry.
creature. That's a creature.
Yeah, that's creaturic.
Uh,
Isn't a word.
Wild Sea. Oh, okay. Hang on. I gotta like. I feel like someone's told me there were beasts in this. I mean, there's a beast here.
Yeah,
Are there beasts
a
in the
beast
reveal trailer? It's got a cool aesthetic.
does. All I'm gonna say is, all I'm gonna say is, I was promised beasts. Where are the beasts?
Uh, uh, uh. I don't know. Let's take a quick break. I have dinner ready apparently, so I need to go grab that.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Awesome.
let's take 5, and we'll be
All
back
right.
after that.
Okay.
Be right back, everyone. Hello, everyone. Sorry about the delay. We have returned, and we're gonna do our last bit of the show,
Yeah.
which is, uh, as always, brought in by the lovely Apocrypha, the Letterbird. And to end the stream, we're gonna read some mail. We have and also just shoot the shit. So we have one email. So please, if you have questions, either send them in chat or send them via email to
Please do.
darlinggameandeclips@gmail.com. I also put that in the chat. demoneclips@gmail.com. And we have questions from questions for the frog, actually. This is for Crowley. Uh
Hi.
Hang on, let me send this to you directly so you can read it.
Oh God.
Oh wait, actually I can't even send that in Discord. Here, I'll send you a screenshot of it.
But how fucked up is it?
It's really formatted. Here you go. Okay.
Oh.
Question log
Oh.
6222180.txt. Questions for the Audi. What was her voice like? Or sorry, what was her voices like?
Hmm. Well, seem to recall they were quite painful.
Mhm.
The scouring of the self, sort of the feeling of something inside of you, sort of sloughing off in a way where you know that you have been made not lesser but other, in a sense that can never really be recovered from.
Mhm. Interesting. Um, how did your flesh and bone and blood feel from her?
Oh. Uh. Well, that's a tough question. I can see, that Sender, you are uh, quite observant and quite wise. I will say the rupturing hurt, but it was a necessary pain,
Hmm.
and I do not regret buying myself free from my previous form.
Right, okay, that's fair. Do you recall what she said?
Not Eclipse, TOS.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair. And log. So that was the question. Those are the questions for Crowley. Um, those are great questions.
Who sent those? Who sent those?
Uh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like that.
Yeah, they didn't sign it, so unless you sign it, I can't really say who it is, unfortunately. Uh,
Ah, darn. All right. Well, I hope that
Mysterious figure.
information isn't used to hurt me.
Yeah, it's probably fine. Um, yeah, if folks have any questions in chat, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, I think, I mean, I actually don't have that much time left. I have like 14 minutes. Um,
Oh
Thoughts
God.
on the Twitch TOS debacle? Okay, let's get into it. Because I do have thoughts about this, but I was probably going to save them for like actual, like for non-Dovecote streams, but I'll talk about it. Um, I I will start by saying I do not know that much about Marina. I know that Marina was very, very nice when there was a mix-up between my Twitter account for Trans VTuber of the Day, which I still need to get back to at some point, or just hand off to someone. Uh, in a Polygon article when there was a mix-up about her Trans VTuber showcase and my Trans VTuber of the Day account. She was very, very nice about that. Um, I also know that she featured my friend Mousewife, my friend Marcy, who I think deserved it, and I think that's very nice. And I don't know much about her beyond that. I've not been really keeping up with what she's been up to. Um, so you know, listen, I don't know much about her. However,
What was, what was the particular TOS thing? Are we talking about the artistic nudity thing?
yes. So I'm just setting up context for one of the players in this before we get into it. So artistic nudity. There was a so basically the way this happened. there was a streamer who had just the tops, basically the top of their breasts visible on stream for an entire stream, and there was some hubbub about it, and then the next day, basically the next day, there was a Twitch TOS change that was like artistic nudity is allowed, and so people started doing, you know, they started doing
Check out.
streams where they were, either showcasing or creating NSFW art. Some of them more tongue in cheek than others. Um, and some above the line of the TOS, some not. Um, but what this somehow became, I think, for a lot of content creators on Twitter, at least to my estimation, was look at this. Look at like first, look at all these people who are bucking these rules, or like even just using using their understanding of these rules. They uh they're making like you know we're gonna get in
Yeah,
trouble, like that sort of vibe. And then more specifically, this VTuber Marina is her specific bucking of these rules is worse than everyone else's. Um, and I really think it, you know, I think it has to do with like she is a trans woman and she is the mom of like an autistic child, and I think that um people really need to give her peace. And I think it's really fucked up. I think that like
what did she even do?
she showed NSFW art. Her She basically did the same thing that the first streamer did with like her model, you know, just like barely, top of her breasts above the camera or above the bottom of the screen. Um, and I think that she used her own reading of the rules. Um, and I think people should be mad at Twitch for giving
Yeah,
unclear rules and then
you're
revoking them
sending.
when they didn't like the way that people interpreted them.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, I mean, all I knew about that is that it was basically in effect for like 2 seconds because Twitch immediately got cold feet, which, like,
Mhm.
cowardice, et cetera, et cetera. What do you expect from a company? But like, yeah, no, I don't. What you described, the thing Marina didn't sound in any way more or less than any of the other stuff. Like,
Mhm.
seems weird to single her out specifically if that's what was happening.
I think that if you are a person who singled out Marina, your opinions are like closer to like neo Nazis than the opinions of most people. Like
Yeah,
at least on this specific issue. I don't mean to be overly dramatic, but like I do genuinely think that like, you know, if you find that neo Nazis are agreeing with the things that you're saying, maybe you should think about the things that you're saying. Uh
yeah, a lot of people with green textified versions of Roman statue Wojak heads.
yeah. A lot of cries of degeneracy from people whose only personality trait is video games. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fair. Um yeah, I think that like I think it was very frustrating seeing this is another controversial thing like where I've seen people being very mean. Um I I've like I've seen people who I generally really like being like really weird about this, and I'm like, if you're not a VTuber or streamer, a lot of the like takes that people have that are like against people, you know, deploying that rule and like using it are indistinguishable from like Nazi shit, and I think also on the face just look like completely mad. Um,
I
yeah,
I mean, not to oversimplify, but like on the most basic level, if it was allowed and it was at the time, there's really nothing anyone should be able to say about it. Like, yeah, no, if artistic nudity was permitted, and I think like a VTuber naked model is undeniably, artistic nudity, like in a more literal way than like, yeah, no, that's
Hmm?
well and truly within the rules. There's nothing morally bad about showing nudity in general, but like in most contexts, I'd say, but like specifically here, it's like no wrong was done. You're just a fucking narc.
Yeah, it was not very clear. I'm gonna give a let me give a demonstration. Not really demonstration. Like, so imagine I'm
Whoa,
currently
whoa, whoa,
so
whoa! What's about to
picture like
happen?
picture on the left. This is like normal eclipse, right? This is like
Yeah,
regular eclipse, and then on
yeah.
the right you have a let me uh let me get something to represent this. Uh, let me
My
see
God,
if I
your
have
folders
any.
are so neat.
What was that?
Folders are so
Oh
neat.
yeah, you're seeing my folders. Here. Like, let's say this image represents this is a picture of naked eclipse, right?
Right,
And then like let's say hypothetically I was over here and this was an animated VTuber of
right.
naked eclipse and there was an image of normal eclipse to my left. Now,
Yeah,
this this was within the terms of service according to like the way that people were reading it. But this was not. Once you cross the like imagine there's a line in the middle of the screen that says animated and when I go to the
oh,
left of it,
that's
or when I go to the right of it, I'm not animated anymore. Like you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's
That's
yeah. That's kind of the best. It's not a very good demonstration, but that's kind of what I
yeah.
mean.
No, I think if I think you're kind of lame if you specifically are going to get super litigious about the implementation of that, especially considering it didn't even stay a thing for long enough for them to make any real rulings about it.
Yeah, no, that's real. Um,
You're lame, and I'm bullying you.
I am like fully running out of time. I just realized we gotta wrap up.
Oh
Do you have anything you want
God.
to direct folks to?
Uh, sure. I'm uh, I'm I feel odd on Tumblr and Itch.io. I'm uh odd. I feel the same username but backwards because there's someone named I feel odd who's just like a travel blogger or whatever. I have no quarrel with them.
They're fine.
We are we are in different worlds entirely.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not even sure if they post anymore. But yeah, no, different. It's odd. I feel on Twitter, but other than that, I feel odd on Itch, Twitter, or not Instagram, Newgrounds. Uh, I make art. I release games every so often or interactive fiction projects. My current ongoing thing is Roadkill City, sort of uh, a raunchy sort of horror comedy interactive fiction project. I like it a lot. It's an urban fantasy story.
Hell yeah.
I think it's pretty solid so far, and I would love to see more people's thoughts on it.
Hell yeah. I don't know who I want to raid. I'll raid Poke's Crypt. Poke's Crypt is playing the Yakuza 3 remaster. So if you don't want spoilers for Yakuza 3, uh, well, at least go through the raid. At least say hi. Come on, man.
Uh, the, the activate your sleeper phrase is the frog.
Do we want to do a raid phrase? That's the frog. Raid phrase the frog. Say that when you get in there. All right. We will see you all around. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Remember, if you don't like what you see, you can change it. It's up to you, really. Goodbye, good luck, and have fun!